What did you think, Del?
Huh? Who get next? I'm talking about you. Huh? You? Me?
Oh,
Yeah. What's next?
the third?
What's next?
You want to do it? Let's see what
Trilogy.
Let's see what Frank said. Yeah. Tottenham. Yeah. Do you want to do it? Let's do it, yeah. Okay, cool.
Joseph Parker's energy was undeniable as he teased what's coming next. After his big win, the question on everyone's mind is, what's next for Parker? Without hesitation, he threw down the gauntlet. He wants the trilogy fight. There was no hesitation in his words. He embraced the idea with confidence, making it clear that he's ready for whatever comes next. His bold call-out showed he's not backing down from any challenge. Parker isn't just here for the spotlight. He's here for the real tests, ready to go to war once again. The biggest question now is whether the trilogy fight will become a reality or if the powers that be will hold it back a little longer. Regardless of how things
I feel great, I feel blessed, and I feel like I'm gonna have another big fight soon.
Do you think it will be, Daniel? The guys just said they'd love to see the Alexander Usyk fight. You definitely favour yourself in that one.
Anyone and everyone.
Is there a name that springs to mind?
Dubois or Usyk will be amazing.
Andy, very quickly, if I can.
We want Usyk. We want Usyk. Usyk. He's great.
Fold, one thing is certain. Parker is prepared to take on any challenge that comes his way. He wasn't holding back in a recent interview. He's feeling on top of the world and ready to tear through anyone who stands in his path. His confidence is at an all-time high, and he's already talking about his next big move. A fight could be coming sooner than expected, but the biggest question remains, will it be Daniel Dubois, or is there an even bigger name lurking in the background? Parker's eyes are firmly set on Alexander Usyk. He's calling for the fight, and it's clear he believes Usyk has been avoiding him. There's no hesitation in Parker's words, just pure fire. He wants Usyk, and he wants him now. His team is on the same page, pushing for the fight to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think the fight should have happened, if I'm honest. Like,
Do you think Parker should have been pulled, or someone who was
not Parker. I just feel like I don't think anyone did anything wrong. But you know, when you're representing Martin Bakole, you've got to ask yourself, right? For a long.
While Usyk may be considered the greatest fighter in the division, Parker isn't intimidated. He's determined to prove that he's the man who can take down the champion. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn didn't hold back his thoughts. He openly questioned whether Parker's previous fight should have even taken place. In Hearn's mind, the issue wasn't just about Parker's performance. There was a deeper concern beneath the surface. He pointed out that when representing someone like Martin Bakole, there are hard questions that need to be asked. It's not about placing blame, but the entire situation raises eyebrows. Was Bakole in the best condition to fight? Was there enough consideration given to his preparation?
Ridiculous, wasn't it? You know, and it was never remotely a contest. Joseph Parker did what he had to do, and fair play to him, and looked good in the process. But you know, I mean, Bakole shouldn't have been in.
But should they be putting Parker in with Dubois now? In a few months' time, he'd sustained no damage at all. Why don't they remake that fight? Because that, if poetic justice was served, that's what Parker deserves.
Hearn's words suggest that there's more to this story than meets the eye, hinting at possible behind-the-scenes complications. As this developing story unfolds, one thing is clear. Parker is not slowing down. He's hungry, he's confident, and he's ready to take on whoever stands in his way. Stay tuned for more updates on what's next for Joseph Parker. The boxing pros at Top Run didn't hold back in their reaction to the fight. They blasted the entire spectacle, calling it ridiculous from start to finish. There was no competition, and Joseph Parker did what he had to do. While he looked good doing it, the real issue was the opponent. Martin Bakole never should have been in the ring in the first place. Now, the real question is, should Parker finally face Daniel Dubois?
There goes Bakole!
Yeah.
Woo!
Whoa.
The whole arena shook when he went down.
Wow.
It's over. This fight's over. It was one shot, one right hand. I didn't like the spots where Parker was trading up because, you know, and all of a sudden, maybe Parker felt the power and the strength and thought, you know what, I can't just let this guy keep walking me down. I've got to hold my feet here.
Dubois. After a dominant win with 0 damage, they argued it's time for justice. Why not remake the fight everyone was waiting for? It's the fight that feels right, and Parker, having been robbed of his chance before, truly deserves the opportunity now. If there's one thing boxing fans know, it's that justice, poetic or not, is always worth fighting for. Eddie Hearn couldn't contain his shock after Parker's win. He was in awe when Parker landed that right hand. Like a switch flipped, the entire arena shook, and the fight was over in an instant. Hearn didn't hold back, calling it a statement win, but he also had concerns. There were moments.
We had agreed. We were ready to step in when Dubois obviously was fell sick, but then they decided to go with Bacoli, and you see why.
Yeah. Was it a bit of a weird choice? Because you was in Dubai, Joe Gallagher, your team, they were all there. So
I don't think it's a weird choice. I think boxers say they want to go for the hardest fights, but in them situations.
Moments when Parker was trading punches a little too recklessly, making Hearn wonder if he got overconfident. Maybe Parker felt Bacol's power and realized he couldn't just let him walk him down. That right hand was the game changer, but the fight could have gone a different way if Parker wasn't careful. It was a win, no doubt, but it raised serious questions about Parker's strategy in the ring. Meanwhile, Lauren secretly shared his thoughts on the decision to move forward with Parker's next fight. After Daniel Dubois fell ill, the decision was made to move forward with the fight. Lauren secretly mentioned that his team was ready to step in, but ultimately a different opponent was chosen. He didn't see it as a strange choice, even though the situation was unusual. In his view, it was about seeking the toughest fights available.
I don't think he should have fought, really, if I'm honest. I mean, Bacoli was in a great position. He had an IBF final eliminator. I get that they got a good payday for tonight, but realistically, when you look back on it now, are you really ever going to perform? I'm so pleased with Joe Parker because he took a risk as well, you know. But good win.
Not taking the easy route. The fight was always going to be a test, and secretly believed that's what made it compelling. Despite the unusual circumstances, he saw it as a step toward proving who was truly willing to face the hardest challenges and make the most out of an unpredictable situation. Parker's win was solid, but did it truly prove he's ready for a world title shot, or was it just a fortunate opportunity? Eddie Hearn didn't hold back, stating he didn't believe the fight should have even happened. While he acknowledged that the payday was good for both fighters, he questioned the entire situation. With an IBF final eliminator on the line, moving forward with a fight that could have jeopardized
Joseph Parker now, we don't know if he's going to have that fight with Daniel Dubois, if Dubois goes into an Usyk rematch next. What do you want to see?
I want to see that fight. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Parker Dubois?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight.
Who you got?
Who do I got? The best man. But right now, Daniel Dubois is the top man right now. He's the man that's holding the belt. So Parker has to come good. And Parker has the ability to win as well.
A bigger opportunity didn't make much sense in his eyes. Hearn openly expressed doubts about whether either fighter was truly in the best position to perform under those circumstances. However, he still gave credit where it was due, praising Parker for taking the risk despite the surrounding controversy. Meanwhile, Kieran was pleased with the outcome, recognizing that Parker seized the opportunity and delivered a solid win. Lennox Lewis is keeping a close eye on Joseph Parker's journey after his latest victory. With uncertainty surrounding whether Parker will fight Daniel Dubois next, or if Dubois will go straight into a rematch with Alexander Usyk, the boxing world is on edge. Lewis is enthusiastic about the potential Parker versus Dubois showdown, calling it a fight that could deliver fireworks in the heavyweight division.
So the fact that he touched his glove let him know, like, hey, chill out. I'm just calm. I'm not in the best shape. You know, it kind of let him know what pace he was about to go at. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that same energy that he did for Jared Anderson. You know what I'm saying? There's other guys that he was going to steamroll him until he got in there and he got...
When asked who he thinks would come out on top, Lewis doesn't hesitate to acknowledge that for now, Dubois holds the belt. However, he is quick to remind everyone that Parker is not to be underestimated. Lewis sees immense potential in Parker, noting that the Kiwi fighter has the skills and ability to pull off the win. While he believes Parker has what it takes, he also recognizes the level of competition he's up against in one of boxing's most dangerous divisions. Michael Hunter broke down a crucial moment in the fight, explaining how his opponent tried to set the tone early by touching gloves, a subtle signal that he wasn't in peak shape but was ready to pace himself. It was a strategic move, letting Hunter know exactly what kind of fight he was in. Unlike the high-energy starts seen against fighters like Andy Ruiz and...
I expected Joseph Parker to win, to be honest with you, and it's the kind of message that, you know, when you're looking to get another world title, then you need to show that you're serious about it. So if you can't be getting beat by someone who's just, and I know he's a big puncher, and I know it's easy when it comes to every boys, but when you find someone who's taking a fight on what, 24 hours no.
Jared Anderson, this time the approach was different, more calculated, more controlled. Hunter recognized that his opponent came in expecting to steamroll him, only to realize he had a plan. Hunter found his rhythm, warmed up, and slowly turned the fight in his favor. His strategy was clear: drain his opponent's energy early, force them to rely purely on stamina, and once that gas tank emptied, take full control. Josh Warrington wasn't surprised by Joseph Parker's win, but he had some strong thoughts on what it meant. He expected Parker to come out on top, but he pointed out that a fighter looking to challenge for another world title needs to make a statement in their fight. According to Warrington, if you're serious about reaching the top, you can't afford to struggle against someone stepping into the ring with just 24 hours' notice. He acknowledged that while Parker's opponent might have had power, there's a different level of readiness required when taking a fight with so little time to prepare. It's the harsh reality of the sport. If you're aiming for greatness, you need to make sure you're not caught off guard by last-minute opponents. For Parker, this win was important, but it's the next steps that will truly determine whether he's on track to make a run at a world title again. Do you agree with Warrington's take on Parker's performance? Was it a statement win, or was the timing just too perfect? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more boxing updates and insights.